Hello to anybody that stumbled upon this. I'm back with control. It's once again been a few days, so I probably have to get used to everything again, and I don't even know if I'm in the right spot. And again, it's been a bit. I think this is it though. Go straight through here and
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
okay, there we go. I've heard not getting it. And one of these things again. When do we actually get to destroy those? You know, they can't do anything up here, so there's just a constant, annoying, flashing light. Oh, we can't go in there. Hey, ordinary dump site. I think that's where we gotta go. That's mold. Because I did that side quest. I wonder if that's going to be popping up a bit more often. Work chat teeth. This gonna be like the second thing we've seen about teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. You know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. Wait a minute. There's so much about this game I've heard it's good, and that was about it.
Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Why do I feel like I've heard about the teeth thing before, and there's not really a payoff to it? I'm gonna verify with someone. And I think the first time we saw something about teeth, it was like those. I thought it was the little joke chattering ones. Oh, alright. Guess we are on the level where that thing can be an issue. Getting near it hurts. I said ordinary was that way. At least for the dump. Alright, anything interesting down here? Yes. Guess no. Can't use snacks to heal up. Battery. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, there was a third. But not a third battery? Hey, this is door. Okay, cool. Kind of reminds me of a filter room almost. Not a lot in it. What are we keeping clear of here? Feels like something's about to happen, maybe. I disagree. Oh, dang. Killed him with the back shot. Nah, we don't need that. Levitation ammo? Nah. And low on health thing actually might have been pretty good. And I might have also got rid of something that might have been for charge. Which, whoops. But oh well. What? Oh, yeah, that's not supposed to be reflective. And that feels like I'm the way I'm supposed to go. Those waste some time. Altered examination request airplane wreckage. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Blank, Cincinnati. It was suspected to be connected to the blank ADOE, see case file blank for details, and is being evaluated for altered status. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector. Brought there through the New York subway tunnel, special access blank. For more information on tunnel blank and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and blank, see files 4, 12, 45, 21. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for blank, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. Refer to file 9128371 for full report. I don't know why I just refuse to say 1,000. Like, I feel like it's thing could be said for just majority of people. Always like 90, 100. Or 20, 100. Yeah, we cool? Nope, we are not cool. It's like something's hissing at me.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows.
Okie dokie. There's gonna be some weird copyright here because of the background music.
What I'm about to tell you, if they found out, I don't know what would happen. If who found out, brother? The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident, but this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary. This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, caller. No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said, but that's bullshit. Whoa, please watch the language, caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still a family show. I'm sorry. It's just, my brother lived there. They said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there. So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere? I'm not sure. The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Hor Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction. As predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Reagan. Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying! Now, I warned you about the language, caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing, too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
But I just...
Into America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows.
Turn that off. And something is definitely hissing at me. Ordinary summary. AWE-24. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary, caused by an object of power slide projector ID OOP-15, discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, the projected image open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. In response, on August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6 materials, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7 materials, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. See OOP-15 case file and Darling Presentations blank for detail. We probably get that pretty soon. Team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned, with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. The interviews blank and prime candidate program files blank. There could be our friends. And why can't we get a recent filter? Because I think I might just skip something there.
There is
Oh, here's a presentation.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
Famous last words.
Curious correlation with the yet...
Alright, Ordinary AWE Stage 4A Town Proper Witness Testimony. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. What? There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector, and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog. But I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. I guess Dylan Faden interview 2002. Projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. JF. I guess that's Jesse Faden, therapy session 2010. Jesse said we should call her Polaris, it's because she was doing stars at school. Dylan. Extrapolated information is additional slide designation. Hand is SID 36 is verified and in bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation Dogneal EID 19,930.
Unknowable forces intruding in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward
Ordinary 2. Why is my stuff not hitting? There we go.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
What is the next number?
Going back to the beginning.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In Ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need...
Oh, wait, that's right. Okay, after what happened at school to Miss Chester, we started spying on Tom, and we saw where they took the projector. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the Temple Slide. We called it that, but really it was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Not Mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Oh, that explains that. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation temple. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation not mother. EID 19,928.
Formerly P6 performed.
Mouse, work with me. Perfect. You know what? I will make it better immediately. Now we just need resources for it. Alright, that figures. That's kind of cool. It happens so quick I can't register if it's actually bigger or not. Alright, ordinary AWE stage 1B comp. Witness testimony. The second slide we called the meadow. I'm still actually thinking about the last one where they're apparently kids using slides to go to another area to see a creature just so that they can get its milk. And since it's called not mother, I'm assuming breast milk. Anyways, second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control in the dreams. Everything was melting, and then we'd come out. Everything had melted around the projector. Therapy session 2010, yep. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. A confirmed existence of additional slide designation meadow. Yeah.
Let's see what they have on ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
Still small though. Alright, well, stage 1, let's start. Like I said, we're gonna have this big old room, and there'll be nothing. Stage 3. No, right here. Tom and the others had gotten worse. Scarier. The math teacher, Miss Chester, tried to make them listen, and he pushed over a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Tom bashed her head in. Bye-bye, Mrs. Chester. I always liked her. I liked math. I think Dylan was a lost cause, like, at age of 10 already. That was the tipping point. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came and literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the nut mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump, about everything. Remember, wanted to be gone like Tom had said. Them had gone. When we woke up next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Disappearance of majority of Ordinary's population confirmed. The result from slide projector related AWE. What if they just made their own slide for a projector and see if it worked? Now y'all want to come out?
Slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
You mentioned a poem.
Alright,
last
here
time we
comes
talked.
Dylan again.
By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the
Oh,
shower
never mind.
you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jessie.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No! It wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jessie...
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jessie, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Uh-huh.
Poem. Last
Except
time
she
we
was
talked.
part of the FBC, right? That's why you got all this. The FBC's got all this info. Okay, I don't care about the side quest thing there. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden. The interviews blank and blank for relevant information and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. Example, DF claims there were 8 slides for the projector. Jesse mentioned 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide, designation 36, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the ordinary town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. Looks like they kind of gave up on all this anyways.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing.
Perhaps she'll say something else. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the blank department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors, found in the area should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately.
Pretty unbelievable.
I was about to drop straight down, but I saw stairs. Globe supplement. The item was found in the penthouse suite at blank Toronto, belonging to David Wolf, who was being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. See case 13 HQ 37. How would he know it's illegal? I'm pretty sure all this stuff is kept under wraps. Bureau agent raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including blank and the item Mr. Wolf was arrested in this item. Article from Toronto Daily. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that's kept Toronto high society up at night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Some nutjob radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati. But it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolf, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire in some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the world thinks he's dead. So, yeah, they went in there, kidnapped him. Perfect. Okay. Oh my god. Ah. That'll definitely do it, huh?
We should check that lab.
And it leads back to the turntable. That's definitely faster. Oh, right. I did see the red there before. Nothing else? Just this?
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Finish Tango and Dark Place. Investigate the sector elevator. Alright, we got dissent from the board here. What you heard wrong, fake news. The board is A-OK, intact. Rebel faction, dissent is former, fired. The crisis purge is over. It is not a matter worry for you. You can hang up now, please.
Dylan's a lost cause. I know I struggled to see this, but we've contained him now. I wish I had sided with Marshall. Back when it's just one person. So many dead. I thought his youth was an asset. Just too much too soon. Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Or if you got influenced by the hiss. Darling AWE. Guess we don't have to go there yet. And if this is a reference to one of their other games, I just don't know. The only Sterling I know of is of Archer. Earn our concern, priority, deal with it. Random common material, get rid of that one.
I need the containment protocols for every altered item or object.
What can I help with?
Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable.
I'll take care of it. That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing.
Are these new?
I've been seeing these Darling presentations all over. Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, not quite, Professor, and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. He's been a showboat all his life.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. Whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Starling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench?
Yeah, I think he's
You learned
actually new.
anything about Dylan's condition? Only that he's definitely hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. You know, interestingly, the words of the hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and time. It's very interesting, don't you think?
I don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry, I got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right?
I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do. My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here.
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
An outlier. I like the sound of that.
All right,
I should get going.
move on.
Don't let me hold you up.
So we got a new mission from that, right? Yeah, he's back at the place we just came from. And kill with charge out here.
Lots of interesting data off that subject. Darkness engulfed the elevator.
Darkness engulfed the elevator.
Oh, this is supposed to be Alan Wake, I guess.
There was something there.
Yeah.
A presence. Jesse Faden could hear it. A call. It was faint. Reaching for her from a dark place. Faden was sensitive to visitations. She had them all the time. From her guiding star and the previous director. She was the perfect receiver. As if she'd been made for this. Faden paused to feel it. The force at play here. It was changing things around her, subtle. Trying to make her act. Faden didn't like that. Her guide felt it too. Polaris didn't flare up in defense as with the hiss. So it wasn't all bad. Not a hostile transmission. It was powerful, but it was coming from far away. And made weak because of the distance. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man. A man desperate to escape. She sensed something else, too. A hunger in the dark. Not unlike the hostile resonance. Waiting. She knew that desperate acts can have grim consequences. It was this, more than the man's despair, that made her follow the call. The elevator lights winked back on. The darkness receded like a memory. There was a new button on the elevator control panel. Investigation Sector. Faden pressed the button. The elevator doors slid shut with practiced bravado.
Okie dokie.
Reaching for her. Trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man. A hunger in the dark. Investigation Sector.
Investigation sector, huh? We should check
Guess
this
I had to
out.
wait. Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Anyone here?
Guess not.
Mr. Dennis, a request came through. One moment. Okay. Request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls. Specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sound familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into. But what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Special Investigator Gleason. Why am I struggling reading? Darling investigation? For authorization from Mr. Kirkland. Internal Investigation D 84-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous blank regarding inhumane treatment of a blank currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of blank sector personnel seems to be wholly unaware of any such blank contained there. One blank confirmed the blank's code name to be blank, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the blank research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do not recommend an investigation into blank. We do recommend blank research. Refer to file 982-0136 for a full report. You know, that's why. It's because it's not always 1,000.
Hut more crowded than the rest of the bureau.
Oh man, so many freaking letters and crap.
It's not working.
Oh, duh.
Probably a loose power core somewhere.
Okay. Collectibles. Burrow Tractor. A182KE. Miscommunication led to the local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow William, L, Caucasian. Case summary, 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Autopsy findings, blunt force injuries, head, lacerations, left ear/cheek, blunt force injuries, extremities, A. Dislocation right knee. B. Complete avulsions of the right upper extremity with associated fracture of the proximal right humerus. Extensive trauma, abdominal region. Complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from scene. Conclusion: it is my opinion that Mr. Burroughs' death is not the result of a mechanical accident, as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. It's Dog Boy. Alright, Mr. Kirkland. There are. Oh, blank 2017. Here are the list. Latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Corner. Researcher Erza Cruz. Agents. Everyone listed after as an agent. Caroline Dempsey, Lindsay Malcolm, Charles Murray, Derek Shaw. My bad. I'm just kind of checked out on these. Letters of condolences will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checks how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and only hard copies of reports exist behind the fire break. They're lost, I'm afraid. Resignation. Blank of blank 2019, to whom it may concern. It's with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of rampant disregard for my department's blank. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame this situation on our blank, who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigations sector lost to the blank, loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that fire break. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The blank has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. Lund. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase of Deadeyee cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. How come the font looks different from all the other ones? However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing, and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland Lund quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Now, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. The lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. Better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Lund's interim replacement, your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. There we go. More crap. Oh my god. We can do so much crap in this game, but I can't just climb over that. Okay. Official Finders Report. Read blank internal confidential per authorization from Mr. Kirkland. Blank was launched into the blank of Director Zechariah Trench. A recent change and blank witness in Director Trench, including aggressive blank when blank with other staff, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable blank between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff, although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter. Witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the dimensional research wing and the blank kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Dr. Trench's blank as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any blank and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to file blank for full report. Except he, shot himself. Official findings report. Dr. Rhea Underhill. Summary. Dr. Rhea Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill is she the one with the mold? Once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist, stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits, and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to para-criminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDAs since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Refer to file 785286 for full report. Kirkland. Growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence on my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They're better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. It happens more and more now. You don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice? You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures plotting against me. You're traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You're choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Again, who cares? He kind of shot himself. Like, guess it got a little bit too much for him. Which, yeah. To Chief Investigator Dennis, it happened again. Third time this year. Something certainly has it out for our blank. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a Bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of reoccurring problems is staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on blank Lake if they won't let me see any data? And I don't even know what they're searching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this blank hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might investigate in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. Yeah. I mean, just a Steam conversation is a bit more interesting than this to me at the moment. But I'll keep doing it. Tractor procedures. Ethics investigation. Alright, Prime Candidate Program, blah blah blah. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Internal Investigations P1429 was launched into the legality of the Prime Candidate Program, blank by Federal Bureau of Control. As all known subjects relevant to the investigations used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic blank and blank were brought into the oldest house and placed under blank examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic blank of paranaturally inclined blank. Not only is this a breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human blank. This investigation team unequivocally blank the Prime Candidate Program and recommends that it be blank immediately. Refer to file 982-0136 for a full report. Bureau Tractor Procedure items not in Bureau custody, not known. A Frank Elk Tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion. I don't know, something funny about a growling vehicle. Kind of like Futurama, maybe. The Ware car. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Bureau, owner of the Bureau family. I don't know why I said family. Bureau farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Bureau beneath his tractor. Police arrived, but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to the federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communication staff. The team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. He responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the items are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. The tractor loved her. No, it was fragile. Keystone inspection, Mr. Kirkland. We stopped at there's 53 things we can pick up around here, apparently. We stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE. Like you said, I'm sending my report directly to you to try to keep a lid on this crewman Morales, this desertion issue. Didn't find any signs of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams like you suspected. I don't think that's the case. That an event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults, if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles, with a dot in the shape in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, we should send a team out here to cordon this place off, and maybe get comms guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum.
Should open.
What if I remove it now? Won't let me. Specimen escape assessment. Incident A49. The purpose of internal investigation X0397 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI1 that resulted in the deaths of blank agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the blank, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggression. Blank, cross-referencing that date with various logs, found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. Air filters were changed. And an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. The interview 65F124. Given their connection to the same OWE case, it is likely that Mrs. Blank apparent presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the blank investigation is ongoing. Refer to file 6230721 for full report. Oh, we can fast travel now.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
Okay. Their criminal profile at the Blessed Organization. This group or individual has operated outside of the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in para-criminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals' names have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization. Refer to file 7390922 for full report. Alright.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake.
I wonder if this is just advertised for Alan Wake 2 and Alan Wake. That's all it is. Some free update.
Who are you?
I'm Alan Wake.
Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been riding. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen
Yeah.
him.
Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
What was the point of that? I kind of checked out in the middle of it.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here? And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
But there was a poet, wasn't there? That was part of the... Heard an echo, and guess there's a tractor going on. Do we want to turn stuff off? Can't hit the bell again, though. And why did this open? There we go. There's a fourth door gonna open.
Dr. Emil Hartman. Devoured.
Fine.
Dr. Emil Hartman was desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance, his final experiment. What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay, violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC, brought in, contained, studied. The thing broke loose, killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune, could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change. My hungry darkness became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could. Lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. The thing that had been Hartman.
I can actually go down there. I think I could. Oh wait, I probably have to. And then it loops around. Ah. Didn't realize this had a charge effect. Oh, hold on. This is bloody for some reason. Huh.
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
Why did we listen? Bathroom.
That doesn't look like a house shift. Do I even want to know?
The things are getting duplicated. And just free launch ammo. What the? So is there a third entity at work now?
Of course, the Hiss are already in here.
Hartman arrest? Hartman, a meal. Victim names: Wake, Allen, Anderson, Tor, Anderson, Odin, Lane, Rudolph, Bissell, Wendy, Emerson, Thomas, blank. Dennis, Special Agent Remy. Charges: Code 4, kidnapping of altered individuals, 1 count. Code 8, sanctions against altered organizations, 1 count. Code 37, obstruction of Bureau investigation, 1 count. Code 74, breaching the Ash Act, 6 counts. Offenders' property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offenders' personal effects had been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders were assigned to each, except the Anderson brothers, due to their senility. And Wake, possibly deceased. Good job, Wake. Confiscated motive. Oh, it's another breakable wall thing. I guess there's gonna be 5 hidden rooms like that.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
Yeah, needs a cut. Okay, can't go that way then. But gossip. Hello, my feet gossip at night, and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely, me. Crazy. Crazy people.
This darkness is blocking the door. Now I have to deal with the interdimensional noise and sneaking shadows. Light burns it away, huh? Makes sense.
I didn't even notice the message that said find a way to destroy it. Can we get mold? Right. This probably would have hurt me if I didn't do the mold quest. This is probably would be like there's the mold area, and then there's like the deeper mold area, and the deeper mold area hurt me until I did part of the mold quest, and this is probably like one of the deeper mold area. Like I would have taken damage, but since I did the thing, we're good. Well, lost my light, and apparently Hartman's talking.
The third thing. The sound made darker. The resonance carves its way through the thing that had been Hartman, vibrating, remolding. The sound changes the darkness, and the darkness changes the sound. They both changed what remained of Hartman. They all turned into something else. A third thing. The sound made darker. The darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched. Stretched as anyone when seen from out of time, like a worm through time. Almost an Ouroboros, a spiral, a maelstrom. The gravity well of a black hole, twisting inward, tightening, taking you deeper and deeper to the bottom, the heart, and through to the other side. The third thing said, when you hear this, you will know you're a new you. He said, we build you till nothing remains. He said, under the conceptual reality, behind this reality, you must want these waves to drag you away. He said, baby, 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 yeah, orange peel. The third thing was a monster. He'd tear apart any ordinary person crossing his path. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden. There was nothing ordinary about Faden. Darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now he crashed out of
Need a
darkness
battery.
toward Faden.
Agent Faden.
Kirkland, so you put me on desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do? My job? Want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. And I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts. Hell, they know just as much as us, if not more. And they get to sit there, laughing at us while we dance around our words, trying not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back in that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists, and they deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension. See if that slows me down. Agent Hewitt. Multimedia
Agent
motel.
Fisher, day 6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras slid under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance. Even fingerprint powder on the front desk. Results are varying at best. but mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how, exactly. I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear them laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I can hear the call bell go and ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's no one there. I know I'm supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck, cooperate. Okay, there we go.
Oh, I was like, is that it?
All right, that was faint, but I definitely heard movement coming from the hallway. I think I might have finally caught one. The recording better work this
I
time.
don't know, my mic picked that up. Me saying it's like he's whispering.
What? Hello? Who's there? Oh, shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my... A6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras lit on the individual room doors.
My understanding of the darkness is fragmented, incomplete. This is void. It very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would equate to ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, we know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art beckons the darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it? With Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answers to these questions. Assuming he cooperates, which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge. Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
I checked out on that big time. Let's read this. The Eagle Limited, AWE-44, a train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries, was suspected to have been the work of a paracriminal group known as Blank. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. Remains to be determined whether the AWE is spontaneous or the direct result of the sabotage. Event response. The Bureau had been tracking said group at the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, the response team on site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. The suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigation of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. Are we going to run into that? The Shadow. Paranatural entity A10, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive, really, blink consisting of 3 known types. Oh, okay. Localized manifestations of blank capable of occupying organic and inorganic material, as well as exerting blank over its surroundings. Shaded individuals. Here we go. Human bodies blank by the Shadow. These individuals become notably more aggressive, but do seem to retain blank of their previous selves. Research is ongoing as to whether this condition is reversible. Type C shaded objects, similar to Type B, except that inanimate objects are blank solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seems to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals. See AWE 35, which may imply a shared link to a blank intelligence. The threat this entity possesses warrants immediate exploration of offensive-defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional lighting sources, some internally powered, to prepare for the eventuality of an blank. Refer to file 634-1923 for full report.
Of the darkness is fragmented.
Again, I don't know why I change it up sometimes.
This abyss is void. It very much does not.
Oh, there's our shaded individual, I guess. Multiple. Huh. It's like the normal dudes, but they fly now. That's actually a bit more threatening. Black market. And NASA cooperation. Oh, Hiss Ranger Airborne. Yep. Subgroup of Hiss corrupted Rangers have manifested ability to levitate, similar to Hiss elevated agents. However, these airborne Hiss Rangers display no telekinetic abilities. They have guns. They don't really need it. Simply continue to use mundane Bureau weaponry. This evolution, being so similar to the elevated, possibly indicates that Hiss can share permutations through a type of network, or perhaps osmosis. However, the fact that this development in Hiss Rangers has only been observed in the investigation sector may indicate that an environmental factor is responsible. They could be responding to an altered item, or other paranatural element found only in that sector, or perhaps this is the natural progression of the Hiss Ranger phenotype. Not enough time has passed to determine a conclusive trajectory of development for each of the Hiss manifestations, assuming any such trajectory exists. Refer to file blank for full report. Summary: a black market hub specializing in the trade of occult talismans, relics, and other assorted ceremonial objects, as well as genuine, altered, and paranatural materials, was raided in blank Czech Republic by a team of special investigators. Unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape using altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented the Bureau from questioning all participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. A. There is a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies a growing awareness of their existence among a niche group of the general public. B. These criminal individuals do not seem aware of the item's paranatural powers, and their attempts to activate them could prove devastating if done in populated areas. C. The motivations of these collectors are largely unknown. Refer to File 5-12-0221 for full report. Crap. It is at least alphabetical, I guess. Yeah, NASA. Following the NASA FBC Coordination Agreement of 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advancements based on our research, including the black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vessels. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available for Bureau research to analyze. Researchers. Recently, certain individuals have raised concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau, either intellectually or financially. A thorough examination of the costs incurred by both organizations has shown that the expense of NASA's recent launch of the blank far outweighs any spending related to the processing and delivery of black rock. From its medium Earth orbit, the blank will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remotely monitoring and photographing AWE sites, a resource that would be lost if the partnership ends. It is the opinion of this committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with our colleagues at NASA is of vital importance. Refer to File 381 4812 for full report. Where am I going? Is this? Oh wait, has he had other boards like this?
Darkness every. The plants in here have died standing up. Lighten them up.
Old darkness. Shine light on plants. Alright, we gotta go this way, I guess. How do I clear this mold?
you go. Doesn't that feel better?
It really is just point light at a plant. So, where are these other plants at? Hey, did I go in both bathrooms? Crap, I lost my light. Right there might have been considered plants. Adhesive munitions that detonate when manually triggered or if their timer expires. Oh, cool. Oh, back and forth here. Because it hopefully gives me another light. Wait a minute.
Welcome back to the land of the living, little buddy.
Again, I don't like that there's hidden areas that you have to find if you want to do all the missions. Okay, I guess that's not counted. This sucks. I hope it's not the long thing. And it just didn't work the first time I looked at it for some reason. Hope it's all the white pot. Got any plants in here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, they're dead. Well, I'm dead. Just having a blast, running around looking for potted plants. And some guy just walks up. Well, actually, I guess he was really minding his own business, but saw us and took the opportunity to just blast us in the head. Again, doesn't count. Oh my god, there it is. Alright, now we're in the operations corridor. This one looks like it is in light already. I guess all the plants we are looking for are exactly the same.
employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
That's some bull.
Reminder: all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
Problem is, I don't know the complete area that covers this entire thing, so. I mean, can I go forward and there's gonna be another plant that counts, or do I need to go back? There it is. Loading bay is a bit away. Can't do any of those. So mold in the office. But how do I take care of mold? And where'd that dude come from? Can I do anything about it yet, actually? Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, okay, it's just... Oh, it actually worked. Okay, got it. We already got it. That might just happen on its own. Same with darkness. Okay.
I don't feel right. Something in this darkness is draining me.
Vending machine. Known, none known. Testing in the investigation sector is currently okay. My Bluetooth just went down. Be right back. And I was actually kind of thinking of stopping anyways. Okay. God dang it. There we go. None known. Testing in the investigation sector is currently ongoing. Vending machine, its front covered in a faux wood panel. Coin operated buttons for selecting food products. The item generates and stores a variety of material, both edible and otherwise, in its rows of internal trays. Initial testing suggests the item reacts to the mind of the individual in closest proximity and will produce whatever they subconsciously desire. Attempts to cause the item to create a living blank have consistently failed. The item was discovered in a nursing home in blank, Alberta, after a resident named Muriel blank called a local news station about a magic vending machine. The news story reported that the nursing home staff was purposefully stocking the machines with distinctive food and objects as a way to raise resident spirits. The Bureau response team encouraged this story while confiscating the item. Again, just kind of messed up. Oh, it's draining that energy. Door appearance and
Brian Hennerman, 21 years old, resident. Brian Hennerman, 21 years old, resident of Southern Texas.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I really don't understand why I'm here.
You know what you did, Mr. Hennerman.
I do?
Tell me about Delivery Disaster.
The movie? I mean, it wasn't very good.
That's
it
not
was a
what
disaster.
you said, but we'll come back to that. Tell me where you got the movie from.
Movie night with a K, not an N, not night like nighttime, but
Who contacted you? Who told you to review that film?
no one. I just did it because it looked obscure. I didn't even like the movie. I shouldn't have given such a high score, but reviewing obscure films makes you look smart. And I thought if I looked smart, I would get listeners. My podcast would take off, and I could move out of my parents' basement, and maybe even go to college and get a film degree like I've always wanted to. I swear. I swear, I swear, I swear.
Okay, the kid doesn't know shit. I'm ending the session.
Door appearance. Ocean View Motel observation report. An excursion into the Ocean View Motel and Casino discovered a previously unseen door in the lobby hallway. The door featured a spiral-shaped marking, designation door blank. Similar to the other doors, it is locked and cannot be forced open. Alice Awake, a person of interest in the Bright Falls AWE, referred to AWE 35 for details, and former wife of missing author Alan Wake, a suspected para-utilitarian and blank, contacted Agents Shaw and Dempsey of the investigation sector using phone number given to her in 2010 in accordance with civilian outreach protocols. The call resulted in Miss Wake being brought into the oldest house for an in-person interview. For a full transcript, refer to file blank on blank 2017. The excursion into the Ocean View Motel occurred later that same day. Conclusion: determining whether this was a basic synchronicity event, if Alice Wake is responsible for its appearance, or if the door itself relates to AWE 35 is paramount. She should be returned to the oldest house, possibly even taken into the motel itself, to confirm if any other changes occur. Okay. You know what? I think I do want to stop soon. But before I do, let's see if I can just knock this thing out real quick. I either need to change games or just take a break from this, because, my god. Been a lot of reading kind of put me to sleep. And I've been stifling a lot of yawns, but, you know, just to have the point get across. Wonder if the launch from behind will matter soon. Not a lot of places dude can be. Oh, well, it wasn't open before. Oh, we got some more? Ow. Ah, whatever. He is here, though.
There you are.
Ooh. Rude. BS. I keep forgetting to check if I can actually change my loadout while I'm in the middle of combat. Because my current setup is not really all that great, I think. Switching back to Shatter would probably be good. Wait, can I? I can't. There you are. God dang it. I have died 3 times of this. I am definitely not taking it seriously enough. The hell was that noise? And during this whole past couple hours, I've just been kind of bored, so brain ain't active like at all. Can you please stop that? Fucking whatever. Pay attention to your surroundings. You sustain lethal damage if you fall too far. Wasn't even flying game. Don't need your tips like that. You know, maybe make my health actually freaking matter. Or I don't die in just a couple of hits, regardless where I'm at. A natural object appeared in a field outside the town of Sterling, Colorado, near a billboard advertising blank. No civilians were injured. The family dog has been reporting as missing since the event. Local authorities arrived on the scene and began issuing orders over a monitored line of communication, using several watchwords flagged by the Bureau, including blank. Bureau agents from the regional offices were dispatched and arrived 2 hours after local police. The situation was contained and analysis began. Bureau research staff arrived the next day and examined the object. After blank days of evaluation, the object was lifted into an enclosed truck with built-in black rock panels and relocated to Bureau headquarters via the subway transit system leading into the oldest house. Also, those screaming dudes. Kind of easy to deal with. I probably should have tried to focus on it a little bit more. It's actually a good tune. Why are things mad at me? Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else I can do here. Local witnesses report a bright flash in the field at approximately blank. No noise accompanied the light. Authorities assumed the object fell from the sky, but our examination found the object actually manifested there, vaporizing the soil around it in an intense spherical blink, which possibly explains the light seen from the town. The object is hollow sphere made of stone-like material. Structural analysis of the material does not blank on record. The sphere has a broken portion as if something blank from the object. The object has been inactive since arriving at the Bureau. The Communications Department officially stated to the press that the object was a small meteor, while also using the America Overnight Program to blank. See Episode 19. This AWE will be studied in the containment sector until the spherical object is deemed safe to be transferred to the investigations sector. And they definitely didn't like it before when I did that. Okay. That thing down there still sucks. Let's just finish up this side quest. Yeah, whatever. Fast travel to the top.
I need the containment protocols for every altered item or object of power with an audio-related effect.
Need something?
I took care of the Tomasi problem. Sorry, I forget he was a coworker.
Don't apologize. That wasn't the real Tomasi. He died when the hiss got him.
You're right. I just didn't want to be insensitive.
Sentimentality is a weakness in situations like these, Jesse. That's Bureau 101.
I don't think Emily's in danger of being called sentimental.
I should get going.
Don't let me hold you up.
Okay. Nothing else there. We go to this. Press this. We go to abilities. Oh, you got another outfit? Alright, cool. Let's go back to the investigation sector. Even though it's been very boring. There's no but to that. It's just been boring. But, okay, crap. I guess the but for this is that I am stopping. It's just, get it set for next time I play. I'm sure even more reading will happen. Okay, it's saved. So, if anyone's watching, thanks for watching. And until next time, have a good one.